yourself with Devin Diversa. This is John. John, how old are you?
31.
Alright. Where do you live right now? Fontana?
Fontana, California.
Right on. Born and raised, right?
Born and raised, yeah, Kaiser.
Alright. So, you want to describe yourself a little bit to the viewers?
I'm an ex-drug addict, felon, recovering drug addict,
Okay.
alcoholic, cigarette smoker, all that's in the past now. Hopefully for good.
That's good.
Father of 2, just got married, so now I'm father of 3.
Nice.
I got another little girl now, so I'm a caregiver for my grandpa, take care of him at night. I'm a reptile rescue. I'll rescue anything and nurse it back to health. I'll take in anything that's not wanted. I like to breed things. I'm really big into insects right now. I go in my phases of creatures. I have my fish phase, reptiles, frogs, and now I'm into invertebrates and arachnids. So I got centipedes, scorpions, tarantulas. I'm breeding cockroaches in a container, to feed them all because they're free and they last a lot longer than crickets.
Right.
I'm trying to go to school for welding. That's me right now.
Alright. So my next question, well actually I just want to touch on this a little bit for you guys. Don't worry, the arachnids and insects and creatures are coming. We're going to film a future episode, so if you're interested in that, check those out later on. But John,
$5 admission, I gotta do it.
we'll definitely put up your PayPal on there and see if we can't get you some donations for those critters.
Cool, man.
Yeah, man, we'll see about that for
That's
sure.
really cool.
So you said, one of my next questions was like, do you have any goals? And I heard you say something about welding school, and I just want to say that's a good admiration or a good aspiration to have.
Yeah.
And I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it a lot.
Yeah.
The welding school, like the book stuff sucks, dude, but from what I've seen at school with like some students that I went to school with that were taking those courses, they're really cool. But right now it just sucks because of the pandemic shit, so they're not going to have any open labs at Valley at least. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm sure you'll get it figured out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so one of the things that I know about you is that you had some time on the streets, and I just wanted to maybe just touch on that a little bit, like what that was like, how old you were when you were on the streets, where you were, how you found yourself in that situation.
I was 16 when I started sleeping outside. At first it was for fun. Like I would run away and I'd stay at Veterans Park. Me and my buddy, he got kicked out of his house, but I went to school with him, so I was like, fuck it, you're out here, I'm gonna stay with you, dude. We'll just get drunk and stoned all day, And so that was fun for a while until I started getting older. About 19 is when I tried to come home one time and my mom was like, nah, fuck that. So she could tell I was a wreck, I was bad. I started smoking a lot of crystal, started drinking a lot of cough syrup just to fucking feel fucked up. And started getting a lot into pills, rave scene, everything, I was really bad. I looked like I had AIDS, dude. I remember. I was about 140 pounds when I get my worst. Now I weigh 240.
Same here.
Yeah, dude.
And you got like a foot on me.
Yeah, I was bad. You could see I could see veins in people's arms.
Yeah.
You could see it like going up my body.
Yeah,
It's just bad, man. So I ended up, once I wasn't allowed home, I started to venture out a little bit. Me and my buddy, we went out to Venice Beach and we stayed out there for a few years on the streets.
Wow, man.
And LA is crazy, especially the places and people would kick you with. You'd see something new every 10 minutes. Whether it be like something interesting rolling by, or crazy situation, or criminal activity. There's all kinds of crazy shit out there. And for the most part of it, I enjoyed it.
The excitement of it.
Yeah, which is why I didn't really try to change my life at that point.
Yeah.
I just learned to become comfortable with being a dirtbag.
Exactly.
I was good at, panhandling. I was a street performer a little bit. I would spin glow sticks, how they spin fire, but I would do that. I would make funny signs for people to give me money.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So I was good at being a bum, but you know, it was fun for a while. But I'd say about every 1 to 2 out of a week, every 1 to 2 days out of a week, instead of being really good, you have your meltdowns, your come downs, bad shit happening to you, like people steal all your shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I called my mom crying a few times. I was like, Mom, I just want to come home, like, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, ended up coming back to Fontana, and I moved out to Rancho on the street, and I stayed in a storm drain out there for a few years. Surprisingly enough, I got 2 girls pregnant who lived out there, you know, my big mamas.
Yeah.
They lived not too far from each other either, and
Yeah.
I was a homeless dirtbag, and I was getting all this pussy too. I shit you not, dude. I took the manager of Macy's to my tent. Like, straight up. Yeah, so, you know, I had a lot of fun times, but my mom took a life insurance policy out on me.
Wow.
Yeah, she canceled my health insurance. You know, everyone thought I was gonna die, and
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die a homeless drug addict.
Yeah.
So,
Had to get the fuck out, huh?
yeah, it's crazy.
So welcome back from that brief intermission. So my next thing was, what would you say to a young kid about 16 that is having to choose between life on the streets or changing their outlook? Do you have any advice?
Man, if I could, like, I went to rehab too for, you know, a good while. I was in-house rehab up in Bakersfield, and we would go.
Was this like a 90-day program or something?
It was a year program,
Okay.
but I didn't finish.
Okay.
I was in fundraising, so we'd go door to door, you know, and I would give people my spiel. You know, I'd pray for people. I also we were in a drama club, so we'd go to high schools around there, and we would perform skits. You know, like funny skits, but then we would like tell the kids, you know, our testimony, let them know about like how real drugs can be, you know, to hopefully prevent. I really hope I at least just prevented 1 kid from trying meth.
That's good.
That's what was my whole goal there. I was like, if one of these fuckers doesn't try meth one day, I don't even have to know it. I just hope that was a big thing for me, was getting kids not to smoke dope.
I can see that.
Because, you know, California made that shit a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Which,
Oregon just made it legal.
what?
Yeah.
Fuck Oregon, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think that's fucking horrible. I was in jail when I heard about them making, you know, we got the fucking article in the paper, and I was like, look at this shit. Everyone's like, yeah. I was like, no. Like,
Dude, that's gonna ruin lives.
I wasn't even happy about it. I was like, fuck that, dude. Like, that's just another reason for kids to be like, yo, we won't even get in trouble, you know? Like, fuck that. So,
yeah, that's been kind of my opinion on the Oregon thing too.
yeah, I would never give kids dope, like, for the first time. Like, youngsters would be like, oh, I always wanted to try that. But, like, fuck off.
Fuck out of here.
I ain't ruining your life. So, if I could give any advice to youngsters who are actually on the street right now,
Tell them.
shit, you're not going to listen to me, you know that. So, there's no convincing people. You have to hit rock bottom even worse than you think you're already at. If you think your homelessness is rock bottom, that's bullshit. You can go to jail, lose all your fucking friends, lose everything you own, lose all your family. There's a lot of different kinds of rock bottoms. You know, some people could consider losing their job rock bottom.
Absolutely.
I didn't even have a job for a long time until I was like 25, dude. I was just professional dirtbag. Yeah. Any advice to youngsters? If I could, it's not worth it, dude. I've seen all the ups and downs. The downs are much superior to the ups of that. It starts off as fun, then it becomes an addiction, and I'm getting high.
Yeah, so this is part 2 of John Adams' interview. Yesterday we had some technical problems, and we're going to try and start where we left off. It might look a little bit different, but we'll piece it together as best we can, and I hope you enjoy the video. So, John, where we were at last, we were talking about a little bit of life on the streets, and I believe our last question was, do you have any advice for like younger people, younger generation that might be facing some of the same issues that you had? I think you touched on that pretty good. I remember you saying, don't fuck with meth.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a real good piece of advice right there, guys.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with meth.
Yeah, if you can't stay in your house, that's one thing. Just don't go fuck your life up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I know you have kids and stuff like that. Let's talk a little bit about what it's like being a dad and what, maybe how did that change your perspective in the world? Did it change the way you see things?
Yeah, I used to hate kids.
Yeah.
I used to just fuck, especially crying babies. Like,
Little
oh, yeah, man, fuck, dude. Now it's crazy, dude. Like even today, I was walking through my garage carrying my kid's backpack, and I told myself out loud, I can't believe I'm a fucking dad now, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Crazy. Man, you know, it's got me worried, you know, because this world is fucking so shitty, dude. And this coronavirus, it's like, you know, I don't believe so much in this bullshit anyways. It's just a common cold. But, no offense if anyone's fucking gotten cold, people die. They're telling fucking people's families in jail that they died of coronavirus when it wasn't the coronavirus that was killing people. It was like other diseases and shit.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of shit. But that's another topic.
Yeah.
It makes, you know, it makes me feel a lot more responsible knowing that I'm guiding someone's little life, you know. It's really awesome though. I'm really blessed, dude. I love having my kids. And, but I'm fearful for this world, man. I don't want them to be the generation where this world goes completely to shit, you know, and it's heading there
I
fast.
totally understand and I totally agree. And for someone that has lived such a weathered life, you know what I mean, as you, like you've been through a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to say that this world is really going to shit, it says a lot to me. I mean, it does. It's, you know, for me with the coronavirus stuff, I don't know how serious it is, and I really don't know how to judge because there's so many media outlets that have these, you know, conflicting stories, and everybody just kind of like, they're like, oh, it's really bad one day, and then another guy will be like, oh, it's not that bad, and then, you know, they kind of just wishy-washy around all the place, and I think they're using it as a game to gain more control.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I think it's really, I think you touched on something that I can totally agree with. It's affecting the youth, it's affecting the kids. The social interaction and stuff, there's like none. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For children, like they're all scared. If their parents are scared, they're scared. If their parents aren't scared, then they're not scared. But then there's groups of parents that are like worried about it, so they don't. You know what I mean? Like they just basically shelter, and I don't think sheltering is really a beneficial thing for children. I think that could even lead to later on, you know, more health problems because they're not exposed to the cold, they're not exposed to the dirt and like the dust and playing outside and all that good stuff. I've read some studies about how, you know, vitamin D deficiency is like on the rise because people aren't out in the sun. There's all kinds of different shit, you know?
Yeah.
But like you said, the COVID thing and the pandemic thing, that would be a topic for another show. We could have a whole show on that stuff. And I'm sure we're going to do another one because this will probably be a good one.
Yeah.
But let's just get back to some of the questions that I had in mind for John. And I think you have an interesting perspective, and I think I just want to hear a little bit about what you have to say about some other stuff.
Yeah.
So, two of the questions I had were, what do you think about the pandemic? Another one was, describe the world you want your children to grow up in, and I think we can both agree, not this fucking one. We need some fucking changes. So, let's talk about other worlds. Have you ever had any experience with paranormal activity or extraterrestrials?
I've seen plenty of UFOs.
High or not?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Completely sober, by myself, with groups of people. Both. They're all different. Yeah, I've definitely seen them.
So what do you think about them? Do you think that they're advanced technology that we possess, or do you think they're otherworldly? Like,
I think they're giving us their primitive technology.
okay.
the shit that they think is like old terms, because I've seen plenty of UFOs.
Yeah.
They're on YouTube. If you haven't seen a UFO and you think I'm fucking crazy, YouTube UFO sightings, watch about 10 of those videos and tell me that they're all fucking fake. You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, there's so much shit out there. I mean, I think it was the Pentagon released at some point this year 3 videos, and one of them was there was this Navy pilot, and he talks about this Tic Tac UFO that was just freaking incredible footage, and he said that there was actually a Tic Tac UFO that went down to the surface of the water from like 30,000 feet or something in a split second.
Yeah. Crazy shit.
They caught it. It was too fast for the sonar, but they caught it back at the surface of the water, and there was another fucking UFO under the water.
Yeah, USOs.
Yeah,
USO.
So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, they're at the bottom of our oceans.
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of reports and videos of lights zooming by underwater.
Yeah.
All kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad that there was a little bit more of a response for some of you guys out there, because Dave was not about it. Dave did not believe in UFOs, but that's okay. Everybody has their own opinion and stuff. But I'm glad that we got that one out of the way. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
And
I believe we are a part alien, dude.
I believe that too.
Like, yeah, I believe in God, but you know, God in the Bible doesn't say that He didn't create other planets. That Jesus didn't visit other worlds. There's nothing of that. Like, you are the only world. No, He says on Earth when He created Earth.
Right.
Doesn't mean He didn't create other planets way before or way after.
True. That's
You
a
know?
good perspective.
Yeah, He created us in His image. Well, yeah, you could just think of that as like, oh, that's just what He wanted to, you know, imagine us at. No, it's a being out there somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
There's just crazy shit. There's way too much stuff to ignore. And the Navy finally admitted that there are UFOs and they don't know where they are coming from.
Exactly.
But that second part's bullshit. They know exactly. They're trying to introduce us slowly because
I totally believe that.
We're gonna merge one day, you know, and they're gonna be welcome here on Earth.
Yeah.
There's probably other people on other planets already. It's crazy.
Yeah. So now what you're talking about, I think I'm not sure what they call it exactly. There is a term for it. It escapes my mind right now. But like throughout movies from like the 70s, 80s, all of the film industry has always just slightly trickled in technology into their film so that we see it. And then when we finally see it in real life, we're like, oh, that's not that different or crazy. I saw it in that movie once.
Yeah, and
subconsciously.
The government's now even, you know, they control everything that we view.
Yeah.
They're letting things go on TV now.
Yeah.
They're slowly trying to get everyone without having, you know, a mass realization. Because there would be fucking everyone believing their religion's wrong. Yeah, it'd be a fucking way worse than a pandemic. It'd be a fucking apocalypse.
Yes.
So they're slowly introducing to us, a lot of people now believe that UFOs are real, but not everybody, and they're gonna fix that. And when everything's right, I think, you know, we're gonna have some serious contact.
Do you think that will lead to improvement of society?
Yeah. You know, from what I've heard, they are not violent. You know, the Greys, they don't even have emotions. They do abductions. And
they evolved past them, right?
Yeah, they evolved past them. So they, the people who have been abducted in reports and shit, documentaries on them, they say they were put through all kinds of traumatic shit just so they could like view the emotions of that person.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you know, supposedly they're not reproducing as much. You know, their species might be dying, which is why you hear a lot of hybrid shit.
Understandable. That makes a lot of sense, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're splicing their DNA back in with ours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that's crazy.
Fuck if you think I'm crazy. Google that shit.
No, if you think he's crazy, tell me about it in the comments, and then we'll freaking argue about it again, and we'll invite you on, and you can come talk to us about it.
Come at me, bro.
Because I'm not stating facts here, guys. I mean, the Pentagon releasing information about UFOs, that's fact. You can find that. But all this stuff is just us talking, man. This is us thinking for ourselves. That's all it is. You know what I mean? So that's all this channel's about. It's not to stir shit up. I don't want to like hurt anybody's feelings politically or whatever religiously. I don't care. That's not my goal. My goal is just so we can talk and have fun like this. This is a good interview, and I really appreciate it, John. I'm going to ask you I'm going to ask you 2 final questions. One is there anything that you thought I would ask that I didn't ask, but you wanted me to, and you want to talk about it?
No, nothing I can think of.
Okay. And if you come up with something later, we can always throw it in a different video, you know what I mean? So then, this is the real final question on Think For Yourself, and it's what do you think about the channel, and would you do it again?
Yeah, I would do it again. I think you raised some interesting questions, and it would be cool to hear from feedback of viewers. Everyone has their own opinions. Not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, you know, or no inappropriate questions. I think it's nice, you know. You might be going somewhere with, Oprah. We get Oprah.
I know, right? I was hoping for
I'd
a
go
more
network
towards
one day.
I'm leaning more towards like I don't know that I want to be like a talk show host or whatever. I really don't know what the fuck I want to do. But I just felt like these conversations that we used to have when we were fucking high or drunk or something were super complex and interesting things to talk about. And we pretty much talked about them because we had nothing better to do.
Yeah.
But now that we do have better things to do, they still raise that interest.
We went to elementary school together.
Yeah. But yeah, John, I really appreciate it, man. And like I said, viewers, this guy, if you're interested in him at all, he's gonna be back. We're gonna do some stuff. He has some crazy insects, some crazy animal stuff. He's got some ponds going on. This guy is all about animals. He fucking loves animals. He has our whole lives. And that's one of the things that's always kept us together no matter how much shit was pushing us apart. So we're going to put a link to his PayPal and to probably a Venmo at some point in the description of this video and in future videos. And if you want to donate to him to help him care for his animals or for his little children's that he's got, he is just married and he is struggling with addiction and he's coming sober. So he's got a lot on his plate, and I just really appreciate him giving me some of his time, and I appreciate you guys giving me some of your time. So thank you, and this has been Think For Yourself with Devin and John Adam. Peace out.
Later.
Well, all right, folks. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Think For Yourself with Devin Stay tuned for future episodes. Goodbye.